On today's episode, we want to talk about how parenting can affect a child's innovation while she's growing up, especially when it comes to career choices. You know, when we were growing up, for us, we are millennials, right? When we're growing up, we had parents tell us, do this, no questions asked. I know what is right for you, yes. So we want to know how parents can have sort of an impact when it comes to the child's self-esteem when making influence when making career choices. You're welcome on this show.
Who's welcome?
You're welcome back. But upon years, we've been having extensive conversations, and we've seen that there's a correlation between this type of yes or no parenting and a decline in innovation, especially even when the child doesn't want to necessarily go the conventional route, doesn't want to become a lawyer, doesn't want to become a doctor. He wants to start something on his own, like maybe this YouTube channel, or maybe, I don't know, a Facebook page, a website, something that wasn't really popular in their time. What do you think? How much influence do you think parents have when it comes to the child's development in this regard?
It all starts from the way our society is structured, you understand?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was saying that our society is structured in a way that we value prestige. And
prestige in what sense?
Like prestige as in status, social status, you understand? And the way we get these things, especially in our setting, in our African setting, it was always about the conventional jobs, those doctors, lawyers, engineers, because that was what we were introduced to when the white people came. So they brought something new that they gave value to, and we had to follow into that. We have to follow that system of valuing it.
Yeah.
Because we were all farming, we were all doing those other things. But when they brought that new thing in there, it became that new girl in the classroom. You understand?
Everybody
wanted that. So even though yes, some people were still reluctant, but at the end of the day, all of them bought into the idea. Okay. So that's where it comes from. It starts from
societal things.
It's a structure. So because we believe that these things are of high value, or these career choices, or these activities are of high value, we tend to chase them. We tend to tell our kids, go that direction because it would save us. It's safer. It would save us from any kind of disgrace. You understand? We'll be respected. It would be easy for you to navigate life and all of that. But here's a case that things have changed over the years. In our time, the internet came into being, you understand? And there have been so many opportunities and so many industries coming out from just one invention, the internet, you understand? But here's the case that the schooling system has stayed the same, and the society has also stayed the same in terms of value. It's still about prestige, it's still about status, but it's in a different race now. That's why we have influencers and all those kind of things right now, because they are the ones who are supposedly having value. Now, if you, the child, wants to go in a direction that is not conventional to them, or you are going on a job, or
something like that's not like the natural 8 to 5.
Yes, they do not understand that. They understand the 8 to 5. You leave your home, go somewhere.
That means you have a job.
You have a job. That's the visual they understand. You understand? They don't believe in you sit behind a laptop. Or even when you go to work, even with graphic designers, they don't even know what we are doing. They think we're just drawing pictures. To be honest. You understand? They think we're just drawing pictures, but there's value to that because it's still important in our setting. Also the new industry that we have. You can't have a business without a brand anymore. They need graphic designers to do that. You understand? But they don't understand those things. So when it gets to the point where a child comes to their parent and they say, I want to be a graphic designer, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's different from the normal jobs. Yeah, exactly. They'll dismiss it.
But don't you think the parents are justified in some sense when they recommend like those conventional courses or programs? Because when you look at it, the job of a graphic designer can be very subjective in the sense that your prospects are not lined out for you. You get what I'm saying? When you go to school and you do medicine, you come out, you know that you're getting a job. Apart from the prestige, and let's not discount, I think you made that point. So, and then when you look at these conventional jobs, not only do they pay well financially, they pay well socially. And so I feel like the parents also get a lot of joy when they tell their colleagues, oh, my son got 80, he's going to do medicine, or he's a medical doctor. You know that we know these things, there's levels, right? So I feel, I get what you are saying. Parents don't really open up the space for their children to explore other options. But on the other hand, so I feel like
it's justified.
Parents they have some point. And yesterday we were even talking about how most of this is due to projection. I couldn't achieve this rank, and so what I'm going to do is that my child is going to achieve what I couldn't achieve. And you gave a great point and said that most parents are living their lives through their children. Yeah.
Because as I was saying, because of the value on prestige and social status. If, let's say, your dad was trying to be maybe the president, and he couldn't be the president, and he became a minister. It still hurts him that he couldn't be the president. So he's going to do what he can
to push
his children to that level,
regardless of what.
How many of us have parents who are like, oh, I didn't go to SS, or I didn't go to uni, so my children will go to uni. It's the same thing. You understand? It's the same kind of energy that they want you to go and do the same job. You understand? It's because they care. It's not wrong for them to feel like that.
Obviously.
But the whole thing is that when you look at their social makeup back then and now, and the way things are moving, things have opened up. There are new things in here that weren't existing back then. Okay. So
even the dawn of the computer.
Exactly. They can't really adapt because they don't understand our setting now. Things move way faster. Things move way faster nowadays than back then.
Information overload.
Exactly. So they can't catch up. You don't know what is going on. And when you come up with, when you bring them a new idea that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, it's baffling to them because they don't understand.
So even in the long run, it can impede innovation
and
proactiveness. And how Africans are always, especially the youth. You look at the youth right now, we're always hesitant to take the first step. We're always relying on some form of parent, either a traditional parent or big daddy government. You see, we're always wanting to fall back on some relief instead of taking the step out. I know government has their role to play, but then it can also impede the child's craving for innovation, because when you keep telling someone no, negative words, what happens is that it gets registered in their mind, and then it forms a part of them.
It forms a belief.
Yes, a belief system, such that they question every step they are taking. I was giving you this example, like you roll with some whites. They were younger than me. I was older than most, 3-4 years. But then you realize that even though what they were espousing was wrong, it wasn't right, they were confident
in what they were saying.
Yes, even though it was wrong, and they always took the first step, initiative. Let's go and do this, let's try and build something so that we can present it. You were always seeking out for change.
Exactly.
And I think it has gone a long way to also help in the development of the Western world, because
you were taking risks.
Yeah, they take risks. Exactly, they take risks. But when you come here, it's like the risks always get, they always overshadow the potential benefits.
They are of high priority. Yes. Because I was saying something to someone the other time that maybe it's because we think we are broke. Okay. Yes, sometimes it's also because we think we are broke.
So do you think there's a relation
with that? They feel like anything that's different from the normal is rich people things.
If poverty can affect your mentality.
Yes. Yeah. Our parents, most of our parents, as I said, things are different from back then. Most of our parents, they were not in the most conducive environment when they were coming up. And now they are there, and it's like they are being very meticulous about the way they operate and the way their children should operate. So when you are coming and bring something that's of high risk, let's say you're a graphic designer and you don't want to work for anybody, you want to be a freelancer, it will to strike some hard chord with them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, I took you to school, I invested all this money on you, and you want to be a freelancer. you go broke. Like nobody will care about you. Then they worry about you.
Yeah.
But the whole thing too is when you are young. Now this is my argument. If the child or if that individual is young, from the age of 20, let them do it. Let them fail.
It's better to
wait.
Yeah.
If you let them hold on to it, and they get a job and a safe job, they will leave it because they couldn't exercise that opportunity to choose what they want.
Yeah.
And they will choose and make the wrong decision later because now you're in a safe position, you're old, you don't have the same time, that same energy running around for commissions and all those things, and you go bankrupt.
And then we even establish.
And they use that as an example to tell younger people that this don't
be like him. It's like it's a reinforced lifestyle. And then we use that to even establish that, like, when you look at entrepreneurs within the African landscape, most of them try out new things when they are like in their 30s or late 30s, approaching 40s. Because for most of their young period, their young life, they weren't encouraged to try something new.
Because you're still in your mother's house. There's a rule in most African homes. If you're still under my roof, Charlie, you follow what I do.
Yeah, they are paying the bill. So yeah, you are slave to the one paying the bill.
Who like, even if you decide to be rebellious, you have to be very like calculated about the way you go about things. You see that you hide it from them, you don't talk to them about it, and you do it until you blow, you have some small progress or you make some small achievement, then you can show that, oh, I did this.
And it
starts like breaking down the barriers for them, you understand? Yeah. But Charlie, most of us don't get that because they already beat that thing out of you. They already like tell you, yo, you don't have money, that's one. I'm taking care of you, that's two. And there are no opportunities. The only opportunity is now we have to go and do this thing because this is what is safer. We do it now and we stay there. But
so like, then could it be that the reason they don't create or they didn't encourage the enabling environment?
Continue.
Yeah, could it be that the reason that they don't encourage this enabling environment is because of fear? Sometimes they're afraid because, you know, when you are growing up as a parent, the difference between the parent and a child, the most obvious difference is the regime of authority. They have power over you. They can decide when you go out, when you come in. They can decide even if you should get some inheritance. They decide a lot of things. So when that gap is bridged, and now the line separating parent and child is blurred, I feel like most parents are threatened by the prospect that they may lose their hold on their child. Like, the child is no longer going to say, move here. The child will give you a feedback. Exactly. And what drives innovation? Questions. Questions, science. That's what drives innovation. And we kill that and we wonder why we are not moving forward as a society. But then, it's really disheartening. But then, what do you think your recommendations would be?
For parents, all I'll say is that when a child comes to you and it says something that you do not agree with, talk. Like, have a conversation. Do not be giving rules and all. No, just converse with the child. When you're done, go and find out more about what you talked about. Because some of these new jobs, some of these new paths they are taking, now there's this new thing called Web3 and things. Shall we say a couple of back? I have to learn about it. But some of these things are the future, you understand? And yes, maybe now you don't see those things, but Charlie, they can help the child help you. The whole idea is one thing is that parents always think that if I take care of the child and I get older, then the child will take care of me. So sometimes parents will work all their lives like this, thinking that the kid will just land somewhere so that they can keep taking care of them when they are older. But that's not how you should. Yes, they should take care of you, cool, but you shouldn't like be expectant to that level.
Most of
so that's why they always have to like so passive because it's safe, so that you can take care of me. Like that's the mindset.
The sad thing. The sad thing is that
it happened.
Most of the times, by the time the child is fully established, the parent is gone. It's gone. Like, but what I can say about this is that look, you cannot really prevent change. It's happening, it's already happened, you can't stop it. The best thing is that you must embrace positive change. You understand? And where the world is going, we've passed that stage of parents having this autonomy over the child. We must bridge that gap.
At a particular age.
Yes, at of course. At
You have to always add that.
In terms of
after 20, we beg you, allow the child.
Choosing career prospects.
Let him choose, make decisions. Let him feel.
And for we who have experienced that.
One thing I want to point out is that in Ghana we don't encourage failing. We actually laugh at people who fail at doing certain things, and that's when that's why I say like it's crazy that
it's a societal thing.
Yes, that's why I say it's societal because if you fail, they laugh at you instead of like, oh, encouraging you actually try to do something. You understand?
And so because of that, it creates a whole matrix where people are afraid to try because of failure.
Yeah, so that's why we go for the safe turn. So when you're already when you do something you're laughed at, maybe in school or something, and you get to a point where you have to make a decision in your life and your parents say, no, let's go for this safe thing. You are going to go with the safe thing because you remember that you're laughed at doing something different. Yeah.
But to end this video, I think those of us who have experienced this form of rigid parenting, we should make sure not to repeat the same mistakes because we are the ones going to have children. We are the ones going to, our parents, there's very little they can do. That's sad. Yes, so we should be careful not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.